Tough to lose a guy in practice like that yesterday with Seds.
Part of the game. Sure, you don't want to lose him. It's part of the game.
Just a little bit about how you have to shuffle now and putting Zach, I guess.
No, I'm not talking about my lineup now. Obviously, you have to make some changes, but I'm not going to get into where guys are playing.
Wenberg, just a maintenance day.
Yeah.
At least early in the season, it looks like Zach Werenski is getting shots deeper. He's getting up the ice more, getting shots closer to the goal. Yeah. I'm assuming that's something you like and you're all for.
We're trying to turn him into, I don't even call him a defenseman. I call him a rover. That's what we're trying to turn him into. And I think that's an important position. The way the game's played, our D have been very aggressive up the ice, all of them. I think Z has a whole different level of what he can do. So we want him to take chances. We want him to go. We don't want him to hold back, even though a mistake may have been made in an odd man rush. We want him to go. So yeah, I don't even call him a defenseman anymore.
Was Dan Boyle, when younger Dan Boyle?
Danny Boyle was, yeah, Danny Boyle, when I was fortunate enough with that team, when we won a Stanley Cup, he was a huge part of our offense. He allowed us to play east-west in the offensive zone because he was willing to go down into a corner and wait for a puck, not just pinch, but be in an area to take a pass. He grabbed the puck and went. He had a green light to go at any time he wanted. This guy, that's what he is to me. And I think in the long run, yeah, we're gonna shake our heads and say, oh shit, why wasn't he back? But you have, like I say, you got to turn away and let him do his thing because he is very good at reading the ice, and obviously very good offensively. And quite honestly, if he's up the ice, he usually beats the people back. Yeah. He's such a good skater. So, important part of our offense.
Does that change the ask you make of the other players on the ice with him in terms of supporting?
Nope.
Okay.
No. Well, when a D's up the ice anyway, whether it be on a rush or pinching the offensive zone, there's always has to be a read from the forwards. We don't want to stop our offense as far as going, but certainly if we see a D down in the corner off a rush, it just puts a little bit more emphasis on the other players coming back and tracking. Yeah, but we're not going to be safe. We have to keep on pushing forward. I think we have another level of playing, not reckless, but more aggressively offensively.
Do you see that building from last season? It feels like this is just the progression of...
Yeah, especially with Z. We talked about it, and we were in Mini, and that's when I kind of brought up that word. It's the first time I called him a rover. And he looked at me and said, I can do that. And I said, yes, you are. And they enjoy it. And that's what the game is. It is... it's not always about having perfect structure and worrying about, oh, if I go there, I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Let's worry about A first. We'll have someone to save the day back in B if we don't get A straightened out. And that's a mindset. I don't want us to lose that. I want us to grow that.
Can Seth Jones develop some of that in this game?
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you've seen a number of times Jonesy and Z, because they play together, are leading the rush.
And Winnipeg.
Yeah. And no, third period, I forget what game it was, twice they were up the ice together. Shawzy kind of looked at me and I said, let them go. I don't want to take that away from them. Eventually, you go through a long year and it's just not going your way. Sure, you may have to pull back occasionally here and there, but right now, early in the year, we want to be aggressive offensively and take some chances.
One more question on Zach. I asked him about this yesterday. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. When you see, like, the beginning of the game the other night, Doughty, like, went after him, like, twice.
Yeah.
We talked last year. You just want him to push back, look at it in the face.
Yeah, and he did. He did.
Yeah,
I'm not sure your definition of going after.
I chirp it, I guess. Just.
You go back about 15, 20 years ago, that's when people went after one another. The stuff that goes on in today's game, to me, it's a little bit of nonsense. I don't think that should affect a player. I want him to stand in there when something really is really going after him, and I've seen it, that he stood up for himself. Sure, all those young guys, I have a clip of Dubois in front of the net. forget what game. I think it was against Winnipeg. I forget. But he stood in there, and he didn't bow his head and stand in there. He looked at the guy and stood in there. It's not about fighting. It's about keeping your piece of ice. Yeah. But Doughty's yapping at everybody anyway. So, I mean, that's just part of his game. It can't affect you, and it didn't affect Z.